Okay, here we are at fence number 16, or 16A, B, C and D. It's at the top of the course. We've just come around the corner here and it's 6 minutes, should be beeping if you've had a good round. Hopefully my watch is beeping just as I come around the corner, so that's roughly halfway around the track. So we've come here, we've probably got a horse that's starting to really feel the effects of a big and arduous track like this. So you'll have a bit of a breathing horse, and just take a check on the corner to make sure that they are actually ready and a little bit awake, and just what you might need to do for this task ahead. It starts with this natural obstacle in. It's quite upright and it's actually a little bit bigger than you might expect at something like this. Landing on downhill ground on the other side, we run down to another natural obstacle, so we'll go and have a look at that. The striding here, for me, is 4 strides, and for my horse is a short 4 strides. He's a big striding horse, and by this stage of the course they're going to be quite opened up, so I'm anticipating to be landing quite down the hill here, and if I'm not careful, a little bit further than it is really required for this job ahead of us. So I'm just going to have him a little bit held here, and as I said, this is a bit upright, so I want to make sure that he is together and he's a bit tidy over this jump here. So I'm aiming to land a little bit around about where I am now, and I'll stride this out for you so you can see. That's 1 stride, 2, 3, and that's your 4th stride. Take-off point here, down the hill, horse stretched out. You could well find yourself here. Natural obstacle, so it's not got a lot to back you off the jump, so you just want to be riding well here. The good riders will still make it look easy, but you do want to make sure you get here in a nice place, because from this point we have 2 options for the last element. There's a skinny brush on the left up the hill, and there's a skinny brush on the right, which gives you a little bit more space, but you run down the hill to it at the final approach to the fence. So there's a choice to make for a rider. It's hopefully something you've decided before you actually arrive at this point on the course on your horse, and it all goes perfectly to plan, but sometimes often that's not how it works in our game, so you might need to think on your feet a little bit as to what you do up the hill. I anticipate for my guy the best choice will be the straight ahead up the hill, less time to think about what's going on for the horse, but it's more obvious because it's in front of us and I can look at it and I can just line it up and make the necessary adjustments in the way I ride it as I take him up. The other one I think is designed to be a little bit of an easier question, but for me I'm not so sure, because it's a little bit of a nondescript distance up the hill here, more distance to the fence. Down the hill at the last minute there, I think just disturbs your stride, and it disturbs the horse's concentration. So for me, I think this is considered the left skinny is considered the more difficult, but for me I think it's a bit more obvious, the question. So hopefully it all comes off the way I plan it to. So I'm cantering on down the hill after here, happy and looking towards going further down the track and towards home.